What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one, we are going to talk first about a little tournament that World Gaming is running, and then we'll get into the real video. So they're running an NHL 18 tournament called the NHL 18 Cup, both in a leaderboard and a bracket format. The bracket's $1,500 prize pool, free to enter. Leaderboard is $500, also free to enter. These are available on both consoles, and you have to be 18 or older to participate. So if you guys want to try this out, compete against the best in the world, potentially win some cash just for playing your favorite video game, then check out the link in the description down below to sign up for free and get going. All right, so if you do sign up, let me know how you guys do. Tweet me your participation and stuff, how you did in the bracket and the leaderboard. I'd be interested to see. So without further ado, let's get into the video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And yes, believe it or not, I am going to finish a series, alright? It's been a long time coming. This video should have been out way sooner. I tried to get them all before the season, but life happens, you know? We have the top 10 goalies right now in this video. To avoid the NHL demonetizing it, because they have in my other videos, I'm not going to include any clips this time. I'm just going to run through the top 10, the 3 honorable mentions, give you my thoughts, and hopefully not offend too many people. Alright, so let's jump into it here with the first honorable mention, Tuukka Rask, the fantastic Finn. He's kind of like gotten over the hump. I think he's past his prime now. Boston's defense is also going downhill, as have his numbers in recent years, but the guy is still so good. He can steal a game, he can turn it on. The biggest thing for him, from what I see, is inconsistency, and he needs a little bit more to help keep the Bruins within the playoff race. I think in my predictions video I said Boston would still just squeak into the playoffs in number 8. I think their young players, the up-and-coming players, are good enough. Tuukka Rask can also steal a game or two. He's dynamic, he's athletic, and I think he deserves enough to crack the honorable mentions on this list. You can't deny that as a goaltender who brought the Hawks to the 13 and 15 Stanley Cup championship, I mean, he's got something to show for it, alright? He's not just an overrated goaltender like half of you guys fans, or not you guys, but fans I see on Twitter in general, say he is. I think he's kind of proven himself now. He made Team Canada. He's won 2 cups, like I said, and I mean, he's just a great goaltender. And what I love about him, having watched him so much, is his ability to bounce back. He does have the occasional, really crappy game, or gives up even a really crappy goal, and in the middle of the game, he's able to collect himself, be composed, bounce back, and finish off a game strong more often than not. So, I mean, Chicago's a great team, and I mean, he's benefited from that, having a really solid D-core. This year will be a test. I think the D-core is declining, so he will definitely have to put up with a lot more shots. We'll see what he can handle this year, but I think he falls at number 10. Number 10, we had CC. Number 9, we have DD, or Double D, Devan Dubnyk. He has kind of burst onto the scene. He kind of, I would say, surpassed some of these other more established goaltenders. He had a few rough years with Edmonton. He's kind of bouncing around a few teams, but he kind of found his groove in Minnesota. Now, I know, yes, they do have a great D-core, but his numbers in recent years have been crazy. Some Vezina nominations in recent years as well, so he's kind of established himself as a pretty high-ranking goaltender. Number 9 might be a little low in some people's eyes, but I mean, the Minnesota defense is kind of what's preventing me from putting him further up the list. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see what he can do to kind of take Minnesota to the next level, especially in the playoffs. Minnesota hasn't had too much success there, so I think playoff performance is one thing that Devan Dubnyk needs to work on, but overall, really solid goaltender. Suitable, I think, at number 9. Number 8, I have Jonathan Quick, who's kind of had a fall from grace in recent years. Of course, injury is my main reason why he's kind of down this list. A couple years ago, I would have had him in the top 5 for sure, no question. But I mean, the Kings have kind of declined. Last year was probably an anomaly just because having this guy away for so many games last season hurt him a lot. And Quick is one of the, if not the most athletic goaltender in the NHL. He makes some incredible desperation saves, some body movements you see on him that you would never see in any other goaltender. Maybe Dominic Hasek, just the way he can move his body to make a save you wouldn't even think is possible. So Quick, I really love watching. Recent years hasn't been that good. Also, obviously, he had his glory years with LA when they were winning cups back in the day, but hasn't really happened recently. He missed the playoffs a couple of years. So, yeah, not really good for LA. That's why I've got Quick at number 8. So the second and last Finnish goaltender on this list, Peccary Ney. Honestly, it was a battle putting him this low at number 7. And I'll try and kind of justify it when I talk about the other ones. But Rinne, I think, again, his big thing is consistency. When he's hot, he's hot. You saw last year's playoff round against the Chicago Blackhawks. They managed to score only, was it 3 goals on him in 4 games? Disgusting performance by the Hawks, and really great performance by Rinne and the rest of the Preds. But yeah, Rinne can just absolutely steal a game for you, and that's what you need in a goaltender. Consistency, again, is the big thing, but I mean, I can't say too many bad things about him. I think right now better than a few of these other goaltenders that I put here, and he's got a more established reputation, I think. Obviously, he's had some injuries in the past, but I think he's overcome that, and he's looking good. After that playoff run with Nashville, I think him and the Preds are primed to actually make another deep run, perhaps, in the playoffs this year. Probably one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated goaltender in the league right now. Schneider plays on the unfortunate New Jersey Devils, although they're undefeated right now in the season as I'm recording this. So, I mean, might have to eat those words, but Schneider doesn't really have a great defense or team in front of him, yet he still manages to win majority of his games. And yeah, his stats don't lie. He's an elite goaltender. It's just people don't see much of him on New Jersey, and it's a shame. He's a really, really good goaltender. Athletic, consistent, very solid, always near the top of the rankings in terms of stats. And yeah, I think he just falls shy of the top 5 this year. I got him at number 6. Our second honorable mention spot goes to John Gibson, one of the youngest goaltenders on this list. Not the youngest, but one of them. Starter now for the Anaheim Ducks, and he's had a pretty good young career. Fair amount of playoff success. Last year's kind of regressed from the year before, but I'm hoping they can bounce back. He's got a solid backup in Miller this year, so maybe Miller can play more games, let Gibson rest over the season so that he can step up in the playoffs. I think he's a great goaltender, athletic, makes incredible saves, and yeah, is hoping to establish himself this year as a number 1. I mean, he's thrown into the spot at Anaheim, but compared to some of these other guys on this list, he's still a separate tier down from the rest of these guys. So that's why I've got him as just an honorable mention. At number 5, we've got the King. I think he's definitely a top 5 goaltender in the league right now. Really disappointed that he hasn't had the playoff success that he deserves, honestly. I'm just waiting for the Rangers to break out, man, and blow us all away in the playoffs. I know they're a good regular season team. I think they'll make the playoffs again with Hank carrying them once again. But yeah, Hank, he's such a good goaltender, man. It's a shame that, yeah, he's on the Rangers. Can't seem to find that next level in the playoffs. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time till he goes full beast mode and takes him all the way to the Stanley Cup final, like he did in 2014. So close, Rangers fans. Hoping he can do it again. The King, for me, at number 5. Number 4, we got another alliterative name, Matt Murray. Youngest goaltender on this list by a pretty wide margin. And, I mean, I know I say in my previous list that I don't really like to take a single anomalous or potentially anomalous year and weigh it too heavily. Well, he's got 2 years under his belt now. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion as a rookie in back-to-back years. Of course, he played on the Pittsburgh Penguins, but if you didn't see, their decor was depleted. No Letang, no Mata for a good chunk of the playoff run. So yeah, Pittsburgh impressed, and so did Matt Murray, and he earned his #1 spot. As you can see, the backup last year, Marc-Andre Fleury, former first overall pick for the Penguins, where's he now? He's on Vegas, leading their team to also an undefeated season. But Matt Murray has definitely earned his spot. I'm excited to see what he gets paid, assuming he can do well again and potentially three-peat with the Penguins. That would just be insane. So Matt Murray, I think, definitely has proven himself. And I know we're talking about currently, all time, he might be below some of these guys, but I'm talking about right now. I think Matt Murray falls at #4. The last honorable mention before we get into the top 3 is Cam Talbot. Now, this guy has also recently emerged, but he's had a great career in Edmonton, just playing a ridiculous amount of games, staying healthy, super athletic. He makes, unreal saves, and I mean, probably one of the main reasons why Edmonton did so well, except for another guy who I don't even have to say his name for you guys to know who I'm talking about. Talbot's definitely one of Edmonton's best players. He's a pretty far second from #1, but I mean, Talbot's still really solid, and I'm looking for him to continue that form into this season and take Edmonton further into the playoffs. At #3, we have Bobrovsky, Sergei Bobrovsky. Is that the only Russian? It's the only Russian goaltender on this list. I just realized. Well, it's interesting. Bobrovsky, an amazing season last year with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Well-deserved Vezina Trophy win for him. And the Jackets defense wasn't even that good last year. So, I mean, he really stole the show last year for Columbus and was definitely one of the, if not the biggest reason why they did so well last season. So, I mean, I'm hoping he can continue it again. He's had some really good years, like last really bad years. I mean, I just remember him on Philly being alright. Getting sort of a bad reputation, but he's definitely proved all the haters wrong last year. Hoping he can do it again. I've got him right now at #3. Top 2 goaltenders I think are in a league of their own, and I'm pretty sure most of you can guess where I have them. #2, I've got Braden Holtby. He is unbelievable. I mean, he plays a ton of games for Washington. He's super consistent. He's tough to beat in that net, and definitely one of the main reasons why Washington has been able to do so well in the regular season. Now, the playoffs are a different story, and we won't get into that. I'm sure Caps fans have heard enough about their second-round struggles. I'm hoping Holtby can be another one of those goaltenders who can get over the hump and steal a few games like he needs to in the playoffs to push Washington over the hump, get him in the conference finals, get him in the Stanley Cup finals, where I think they should have been for the last few years. Sadly disappointing. I said I wouldn't talk about it, I'm sorry. Holtby, incredible goaltender. I think right now, #2. I'm sure you guys could have guessed by process of elimination. Don't have a jersey, so kind of couldn't continue the theme. Actually, did have a t-shirt, but I'm going to give it away, so I won't put it on. Anyways, we have Kerry Price. He's at #1. I don't really think there should be too much debate about this. The #1s on each of these lists were fairly easy to pick, except for the centers. Price versus Holtby, I think Price has the edge. I mean, everybody makes fun of Montreal because they're just carried by Kerry Price, and I think that says something. Price, if a goalie's able to carry a team through the regular season and then into the playoffs and make some fairly deep playoff runs, you got to give the guy some credit. He had got unbelievable numbers. He's always on the top 10 lists of the saves of the year after year. The guy's unbelievable. Plays internationally, World Junior, plays in the NHL in the playoffs. This year will be a true test. Their defense is probably the worst it's been in recent years. I mean, yeah, they've gotten older, they've gotten slower, and yeah, it'll be a true test of Price's ability and lack of run support. I don't think Montreal will have a lot of scoring this year, so he'll definitely need to keep Montreal in the games by making key saves. So right now, this is my top 10 list. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy the video. Maybe not if you agree or disagree, but if you do, give me your list, drop them in the comments below, and we can discuss these. Hope you guys enjoyed this kind of top 10 series. If you have any other ideas for top 10 series hockey related that you want me to do over the course of the season, let me know. Just drop them in the comments, or you can join my Discord, which I will leave a link to in the top of the description as well, and we can have some discussions there, as I have dedicated channels for kind of brainstorming between me and you, the viewers. All right, so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, and until next one, I'll see you guys then.